commotion. I heard the commotion and I opened my door and I saw some men in jeans and they had a vest, RRX, and Rapid Response Squad, and they had guns. And one of them walked towards me and said, "Give me your phone." And I said, "Why do you want my phone?" And he said, "I'm going to shoot you, give me my phone." And he took my phone from me, and then I followed him, trying to inquire. Yes, he threatened to shoot me. Okay. So I walked towards him, inquiring, "Who are you? What?" And he said, then he raised his gun and said he was going to shoot me if I come near him. So I stood where I was, and then I saw them from Ekiti State Command. They were mufti, but they had jackets that had Rapid Response Squad written, white over black. So there was no way we could identify if they were from the Ekiti State Police Command. We know that men came here wearing jeans and jackets, and they had AK47 and all that, and they refused to identify themselves. They threatened people, they assaulted people, they took away our devices. All our mobile devices were taken away.
So guys, that was actually how horrifying it was witnessing Mr. Dele Farotimi being arrested by the Nigerian security agents. So guys, there is no democracy in this country. You can imagine the way they stormed this lawyer's office just to arrest Mr. Dele Farotimi. They were all kitted in, a very frightening attire. They had their AK47. They refused to identify themselves and they threatened to shoot. And, all those scenes that you can, identify when it comes to Nigerian security agents going for arrest. So guys, this country is something else. There is no democracy again. Like Dino Melaye will say, if you talk, you die. You don't talk, you die. This country, these leaders, they don't understand how democracy works, without opposition, without criticism. Democracy cannot be sweet, but in Nigeria, if you talk about any of these people, they will just go for arrest because there is no democracy in this country. So guys, I'm going to allow you to take a look at how Mr. Dele Farotimi's lawyer narrated how these people stormed his office and, made away with Mr. Dele Farotimi in the name of arresting him, in the name of, alleged defamation. So guys, a whole lot is happening in this country. And that is why we need leaders who can come in, reform the system, reform our institution, make our security agents to start, professional practice. I mean, let them behave professionally each time they are going out for arrest. I think in this age of today, we should have outgrown this. But because we don't have leaders who can make things to work in Nigeria, that's why we continue to experience all this. So guys, just take your time. Watch this video to understand how all this happened. Take a look.
Earlier this afternoon, we brought you information about the arrest of human rights activist Dele Farotimi. He has been arrested by the Nigerian police based on a case regarding defamation. We're now going to be moving on to our News Central correspondent who is currently with Farotimi's lawyer, and that is in person of Igbalani Omoni, who will be, questioning and asking and trying to get the details of what's exactly happening with the case. Oni, I'm hoping that you can hear me, and if you could carry on from here and let's know exactly what's happening with this instance.
The office of the representative, the legal representative of Dele Farotimi. Most people didn't know he was arrested until another activist, Omoyele Showore, posted on his X account noting that he had been arrested at the Lagos Command Zone 2. And till now, a lot of people have not been able to reach him. News Central reached out to the AIG, of course, and he made mention that he wasn't aware of the arrest, which prompted us coming to see his legal representative to get more information as to what happened. And thankfully, the legal representative was there when he was arrested. I'm here with the managing partner of DF Legal, Mr. Ralph Walker. Mr. Ralph, I don't understand that you were there during the arrest.
Yes, I was.
Backtrack a little bit. There was a time where he had been raising concern. He was summoned based on this defamation case. He appeared at the police station few times. Then I heard at some point as well his guard was arrested, questioned at some point. What led to this arrest in the first place?
Okay, I will be very careful not to speak on a lot of issues because we're presently in court. What I can tell you is that we received an invite from the Zone 2 police station on the 11th of November, and I accompanied him to the Zone 2 police station on the 16th, and he was released on bail on self-recognizance, and we asked to come back on the 21st, and we went back on the 21st, and after that, we didn't hear anything again from them. They asked us, but there were a lot of things that happened. His associates arrested and abducted in some cases. I know that Mr. Farotimi had a press conference yesterday. I was at the press conference, and I know he spoke on the 21st of November, and all the calls and the arrest of his of a security guard at a store where he has interest in on last week Friday. So he spoke on all those issues, and I want to be very careful not to go into more details. I'm also told that there is a publication on the social, or there are publications on his social media handles where he clearly stated some of these events. And
to know a little bit more. I do hear the Ekiti police trying to arrest him, and they are working in collusion with the Zone 2 officers. And at some point as well, they came to Lagos. They were the one trying to arrest him, and all of the things that are ongoing there. Is it that the issue happened in Ekiti State and he reported in Lagos State? Or help us clarify this. We need to understand.
So, to the best of my knowledge, Mr. Farotimi hasn't been to Ekiti State in a very long while. And some of the issues that I'm aware that people are complaining about, like I said, were in court. I don't want to go into a lot of details. The issues that happened here in Lagos, so we're a bit surprised. When the guys who came here today, when they came here, there was no way to identify if they were from Ekiti State Command. They were mufti, but they had jackets that had Rapid Response Squad written, white over black. So there was no way we could identify if they were from the Ekiti State Police Command. We know that men came here wearing jeans and jackets, and they had AK47 and all that, and they refused to identify themselves. They threatened people, they assaulted people, they took away our devices, all our mobile devices were taken away and all that. But a few minutes ago, I was reading online, I think Vanguard newspaper, that I'm not sure if it's one of the news sources online, that the Commissioner of Police of Ekiti State has confirmed that they're actually investigating Mr. Farotimi for defamation and cyber stalking, interestingly. Yeah, so we've seen that online. It might also interest you to know that based on the information he provided to us regarding some of the people who were trying to arresting his associates and some of the information they gave them, we actually did file a suit last week against the Chief Afe Babalola, the Inspector General of Police, and then the Commissioner of Police, Ekiti State. And I wouldn't want to speak so much about that suit because it's already before the court.
I understand, because I believe there's a book he wrote, and some comments of those books were extracted, and some of the comments is being alleged to have been charged for defamation.
So to be very honest, I haven't seen a petition.
Okay.
I don't know the content of a petition if there is one. I don't know if there's a charge. I haven't seen one, right? So I know that he wrote a book. I know that he's been very active. He's been active on social media. He's been active on the traditional media and the rest. So I don't know the exact content of these charges. I would be very careful and wait until I see those charges. We are lawyers. When we see those charges, we can deal with it. But what I can speak about is what's happened here today. I can speak clearly because I witnessed what happened here today, and it's a very sad day to be a Nigerian.
Were there comments these police officers made that was a little bit off that spiked your interest or made you think, oh, are these people from Lagos? Is this the usual Lagos police officers we would normally see, or these people are not from here? Okay, so I was sitting in my office. Mr. Farotimi used to work here. He retired about 5 years ago. But he comes here once in a while. So I was sitting in my office when he came in, and he walked into what used to be his office.
And whilst he was there, I was walking, and then I heard this commotion. I heard the commotion, and I opened my door, and I saw some men in jeans, and they had a vest, RRX, and Rapid Response Squad, and they had guns. And one of them walked towards me and said, "Give me your phone." And I said, "Why do you want my phone?" And he said, "I'm going to shoot you, give me my phone." And he took my phone from me, and then I followed him, trying to inquire. Yes, he threatened to shoot me. Okay. So I walked towards him, inquiring, "Who are you? What?" And he said, then he raised his gun and said he was going to shoot me if I come near him. So I stood where I was, and then I saw them walk with Mr. Farotimi down through the lounge where we were standing, and then they went downstairs. And it happened very quickly, and in a few minutes they were out of here. And whilst that was happening, I could hear my cleaner crying downstairs. So I went downstairs. I tried to find out what was happening, and she then told me that they assaulted her. She was beaten, and then they took the devices of everyone. As the guys were coming in, they were taking phones from the table, anything valuable they found on the table, mobile devices, they took them. And then they also threatened to shoot one of my associates, Gilbert. In fact, at the point they asked him to follow them outside, and they threatened they were going to shoot him. And in fact, one of them, even from what I hear, was telling the other they should shoot him. You know, that was what Gilbert told me, and then, but they didn't. Thankfully, nobody was shot, and they walked away. So that's the much that I know. I can speak to what happened here today because I witnessed it.
That must have been traumatizing. But let's digress a little to understand. I remember when Shure mentioned this on the group, on the X platform, he noted that the police should not be used as a tool, as a personal vendetta. While somehow the school of thought that, oh, this is some sort of personal vendetta, there's also another school of thought that is thinking, is there a pattern here? You know, a few months ago, there was the FIJ journalist, Dale Farotimi. We have recently Fisayo, the investigative journalist, and now, knowing Mr. Dele Farotimi, who is a very vocal government critic, is this looking like a pattern?
So I am a lawyer. Okay. Incidentally, I'm not a social commentator. I'm a lawyer, and I would be very careful to stay within my lane as a lawyer, right? Is there a pattern? I'll leave you to decide. I do have my own opinion, but I'm sitting here as a legal counsel to Mr. Dele Farotimi, and I would rather speak on the law. I've also been asked questions like, is defamation a crime? Can you arrest someone? But I do have my own opinion on these things, and we're in court. And I will be very careful not to speak about what I think of these things. But I will tell you clearly that you are a Nigerian. I'm a Nigerian. We do have rights as Nigerians. And one of the rights you have is the right to freedom of expression, freedom of speech, and the law should protect that.
Right. Finally, let me just ask this. Have you been, in any way, been allowed to contact him as you reached out? And also, what will be the next line of action? So, interestingly, when I started this, I believe so much in Nigeria. Let me say this, I believe so much in Nigeria. But today I feel really sad being a Nigerian, because in a decent society, things should be done decently. These guys came in and they took all our devices. I have no way of communicating. I don't have any devices. Including your phone?
Yes, they took my phone. The guy threatened to shoot me. He threatened to shoot me and took my phone and the devices of all my staff. Every one of my staff members. Every staff member here, their devices were taken. Right? Even up to. And I would understand maybe their concern. Concern was that maybe somebody's recording or anything. But even the cleaner had what you would call the balasa phone. I think that's what they call the button phone. They took it from her.
Well, what will you be doing now as a legal representative?
Yeah, so we're in court, like I said. We're in court. We filed a fundamental human right application before the Lagos State High Court. We are trying to get further information on what has happened today. I don't have a lot of information. You're telling me that there are things on X. I have not been able to go on X because I don't have my devices. I was able to read the news report I told you on my computer. So I've really not been able to do much because I do social media sparingly, and those social media platforms are on my mobile device, and I don't have that now. So what are we going to be doing next? Yes, we'll pursue the legal angle. We are lawyers, and we believe in the law. We still believe that Nigeria can work. We believe that the court will do the right thing, and we'll follow through with that.
I know I said last the other time, I'll put
Yes.
this as my final question. Do you think a case of defamation is alleged under the legal perspective warrants an arrest of an individual?
So like I said, I do have my opinion on these things, right? But we're in court, and those are some of the issues that we brought before the court, right? And I would rather not speak about it. I do have my opinion on these things. Let me repeat that again. But let me say this again. We are Nigerians. We do have a right to freedom of speech. We do have the right to freedom of expression. And I believe that the law should protect that. Beyond that, I wouldn't say more.
All right. Thank you very much.
We'll wait for the court to decide.
All right. We've heard it from the managing partner of Legal, Mr. Ralph Nwoke. Currently, he does not even know the whereabouts of his clients. He does not have his own devices. All the staffs in his firm currently, most of them do not have their devices as well. So they don't know how to contact, but they're taking the legal process of filing
A fundamental human rights application.
The Lagos High Court. Hopefully, they get this thing speed up as soon as possible so they can know the whereabouts of Mr. Dele Farotimi. Over to you, President.
I want to say thank you very much, Nee, for bringing us that information, and also thank you to Mr. Nwoke for also giving us the time to be able to find out exactly what had happened earlier in this instance. So do stay tuned here on News Central TV, because we'll be following the situation and bringing you up to date instance of everything that's happening regarding the arrest of activist Dele Farotimi, only if you keep it here on News Central. My name is Mazino Appeal.
So you have seen it for yourself. Yes, this was what actually happened when they came to arrest Mr. Dele Farotimi. So guys, it's really so pathetic seeing that in this country, the leaders in this country do not want us to embrace democracy. We have democracy on paper, not in the reality. And that is why people are worried, considering the kind of country we have today. People are very worried. Can you imagine that you criticize somebody and they came as if you are an armed robber to arrest you? Where is this being done, Nigerians? Just because they said you said something against somebody, and then they came in that form as if there was battle, as if that was Zambiza forest. So guys, these are what people are going through. And sometimes people don't want to talk, and then they'll say everybody's silent. Who wants to talk? Talk and die. You don't talk, you die. You talk, you die. That's Nigeria for you. So guys, I don't know what you make of this video. Honestly, it's so pathetic seeing that our security agents till now, they don't know how to act professional. You can imagine threatening a lawyer that are going to shoot him. You can imagine telling a lawyer and making away with the lawyer's phone. You said everybody in his office, their phones were taken away by these security agents. There is no professionalism in their actions. They come in like thieves. They act like thieves. These are people who are meant to protect. But guess what? They are now the ones being thorns on the flesh of Nigerians. So guys, we wonder when all these things will start taking shape in Nigeria. When is this country going to be better? So guys, this is it. It's really, really so pathetic, to see that Mr. Dele Farotimi will have to go through all this at the hands of these people. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell. Please give this video a like so that YouTube can recommend it to others, and drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you.